Hello everybody, good evening. Welcome to smartiq classes. Today we are going to deal with one of the most toughest question for beginners, that is how to prepare for current affairs. So starting with, I think many of the beginners have these following questions. I meant to say that current affairs, some people get very scared about current affairs because of its magnanimity. So those we have to read everything, we have to read the whole paper. It takes huge lot of time to study, and even also sometimes we feel that how to remember all these things is that much tough to get addicted to this Hindu paper or something like Indian Express. Many of the questions come into the people's mind when they start to prepare for current affairs. Here are the questions which have been collected from the beginners, and to solve their problems I listed out the questions which forms within a beginner. ಮೊದಲನೇದು everybody like when we start to prepare for UPSC prepare examination, the first question is that do I have to read all the newspapers which is available in the market, and the second question, do I have to read all the magazine that is available. ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ ಓದಬೇಕಾ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ಝಿನ್ಸ್ ಓದಬೇಕಾ, ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ ಪೇಪರ್ ಓದಬೇಕು, ಹೇಗೆ ಓದಬೇಕು, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ಓದಬೇಕು, ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ಪಿಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ವಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಟು ರೀಡ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಟ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ದಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಟು ರೀಡ್, ದಟ್ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಓದಬೇಕಾ, ಅಥವಾ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಓದಬೇಕಾ, ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಓದಬೇಕಾ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಓದಬೇಕು, ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಲಾಟ್ ಮೋರ್ ಆಫ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ when we start to slow by day when we start to read Hindu paper, how to pick the relevant, and people will be saying that this news is bakwas and this news is very relevant to the UPSC syllabus or KPSC syllabus, and we get the doubt that how to pick the relevant issues, in the newspapers. And very important question is that how to remember all the facts in the newspaper, and is there any particular approach or strategy to study newspaper. This comes within our mind, and many people ask that do I have to make notes with this newspaper, how much time it requires to make notes with the newspaper. These questions come to our mind, and somebody will say that for mains answer writing practice we have to relate the current affairs with the static part, and how to correlate these subjects, how to correlate like ಒನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀಕಾಂತ್ ಓದಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ರಮ್ ಓದಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ರಮೇಶ್ ಸಿಂಗ್ ಓದಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಇನ್ಯಾವುದೋ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ ಓದಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ at different time zones we will be studying different books. But how to correlate, because the mains answer writing requirement is that we need to correlate the current affairs with the static part. That is the beauty of the subject we make in the UPSC, that is the beauty of the subject we bring in the answer writing. So how to correlate this current affairs with the static part. So these are all the questions which comes to an aspirant's mind while beginning with the current affairs in the UPSC preparation. So I am here to clear all your confusions and all your doubts, like how to prepare for current affairs, and I will answer to all these questions which I have mentioned over here. And to begin with, we shall move on to the first question. Do I have to read all the newspapers? Was the first question which came to my mind when I started my preparation. The answer is absolutely no, because it is highly impossible to read all the newspapers that are available in the market for UPSC preparation, and that is completely useless to do such things. The thing is that just go through one newspaper daily and also thoroughly. This makes an important keyword in this question. Just follow one paper thoroughly. Just go with one single paper. Just don't go in a random way, and then don't run behind the sources. Like the n number of current affair material will be available in the market. When you see one material, you feel that oh, this material is easy, and when you see this material, oh, this material is easy. So when you don't keep on jumping to material and material, just stick on to the one material and revise that material for multiple times. That's the best advice I can give you for your UPSC preparation with relevant to current affairs. So don't run behind the sources. This is my humble suggestion to all of you. Just don't run behind the sources. Just make sure that one source, you are sticking to one particular source. That may be Hindu paper. Some may say that Hindu paper is very good, and it's a paper which is followed by many aspirants. And when I start to read interviews of many people, many toppers, I got to know that Hindu paper is very relevant. And some people that, yeah, I followed current affairs. no matter it is Hindu paper or Indian Express, just stick to the one newspaper that can help you throughout your preparation. And don't waste your time by reading multiple papers. So just go with the one paper that can even bring you up to the higher level by getting your many marks in the examination. So, and the thing is that many people ask me that, do I have to read current affairs daily? Can't I go for the magazine which comes at the last of the month, and that can be helpful? No, that it can't be done, because you have to read current affairs. It's like a day meal. ನೀವು ಊಟ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ, ಡೈಲಿ ಊಟ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ, ಡೈಲಿ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ, ಡೈಲಿ ಲಂಚ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ, ಲೈಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್, ವಿತೌಟ್ ಸ್ಕಿಪ್ಪಿಂಗ್, without failing, you have to read newspaper, and you have to spend 1 to 2 hours with the newspaper daily. And that's the rule of UPSC preparation. Because I'll tell you some scenario. See, when you start preparing for current affairs, now the recent issue which is going is like Shabrimala temple. Shabrimala temple, which is the recent issue which is going on in the newspaper, which is appearing both in Indian Express and both in Hindu paper. So when this issue is going, you need to, when you start to read this issue, when you read this issue finally in the current affair magazine, you may not be remembered for a long time. Like particularly what I want to say is, if you read Shabrimala issue daily, because Shabrimala issue is coming in newspaper from since last 1 week. So first day will read, yeah, it enters to your subconscious mind. Second day will read, it enters into your subconscious mind. Like that, day by day, when you start reading the same issue, because the issue is something that which is continuously flowing to the, like the 2 to 3 days, or it may be 1 week, or it may be even 2 days, 1 day, whatever it may be. But when we read the same issue or same information daily, it gets imprinted our mind, in our subconscious mind, where the information will be stored for a longer time. But when it happens when we come to the current affair magazine, which we get at the last of the month, when we study that, just we give it a 1 reading or 2 reading or 3 reading maximum, and just we'll keep it, and just we'll wait for the next month magazine to come to us. So this doesn't work out. But start reading regularly. Pratidina, like first 1 dina, 2 dina, 3 dina. Like when you study these issues which come in the newspaper daily frequently, you are capable to store the information in your brain for a longer time, and that memory power really is very much big requirement for UPSC preparation. So that is so you can also go for smartiq, any other magazine, but when it comes to the smartiq current affairs, we exhaustively cover each and everything which comes in both Indian Express and Hindu paper, and we have a dedicated team to compile all these things for you, which even we call as spoon feeding, which we take risk in for you people, to help genuinely for UPSC preparation. So coming to the next question, what to read in the newspaper is the biggest question among many aspirants. People tell that this news is relevant and this news is not relevant, and some may differ with this perception. So ultimately, what to read is the biggest question within the beginners. So I request beginners, just go through syllabus carefully. Syllabus na ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಓದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, both prelim syllabus and main syllabus. So see that each and every line of the syllabus is in your tip of your tongue. So make sure that every syllabus is in your mind, is in your brain, and is in your tip of your tongue. Digest that syllabus. When you see the newspaper, keep the newspaper in front of you, and when you see the newspaper, when some lines which are present in the syllabus copy are present in the newspaper, that issue becomes really important, and is a very simple technique. Instead of asking going to that person, is that news important, is that news important, is that news important? No, don't go with it. Don't go for many people to ask what is important and what is not. Just study the syllabus. Just go through the syllabus completely, bahar the syllabus. Just stick the syllabus timetable, syllabus copy in your study room, and visualize it, digest it, verbalize, vitalize, and visualize. 3 V's you go. Like we use 3 techniques, that is visualize, verbalize, and vitalize. Do these three things with the syllabus copy, and when you sit in front of newspaper, 100%, 200% you'll get to know what is important and what is not important. So every aspect which is present in the UPSC syllabus, if it is occurred in the newspaper, if it is appeared in the newspaper, that syllabus become very much important. Example, and what is not important. At the same time, we have to give weightage to what is not important, because sometimes it is so important that you have to eliminate what is not important, and when you eliminate what is not important, automatically what is important gets leaves behind. So try to eliminate the thing. Instead of taking what are all the important issues, try to eliminate the things which are out of the box, which are out of the syllabus, so that makes your selection very right manner. So what I'm saying is, news regarding political gambits, or blamings of politician, or rivalries of politician schemes, like I've given a one sample picture of the government scheme, and one something government program, government initiatives, government policies, or something there is a international relations which is concerned with Indian diplomatic tie-ups, and which is a news of internal security of India, environmental issues, or some sports achievement, or something like arts and culture that is appeared in the newspaper. Issues concerned with the national importance becomes very popular, becomes very important for the UPSC preparation. So make sure that these issues are covered without fail by yourself. No matter you rely on some other coaching material, no matter you rely on some video analysis which is given by the coaching institutions, but make sure that you are preparing your own, you are relying on yourself, because that skill building is necessary for UPSC preparation. Just don't wait for others to help you in this way. Of course, others are always there to help you, and coaching institutions are always there to help you, but make sure that you rely on yourself. So go on skills which are built within yourself. That's a very important role of an UPSC aspirant or civil service aspirant. So moving on, I think you're clear with what to read in the newspaper. So moving on to the next question for the beginners: how to pick relevant issues in the newspaper. What is relevant issues actually? Relevance is nothing but the topics which is mentioned in the UPSC syllabus. See, something like Indian heritage, I have discussed in the previous slide also, Indian heritage, culture, history, geographical news, and what news about the India and the world, and Indian society, or something news about Indian governance, and something any issues regarding Indian constitution, news from Indian polity, or schemes of social justice, and the international diplomatic tie-ups with India. So something news about technology or economic development, or concerns regarding environment, ecology, and biodiversity, or something we are going to study about disasters and how we are prepared to manage the disaster by disaster management studies, and also even times ethics, integrity that are appeared in the editorial part and article part becomes very important, because those editorials are which really can help you in answer writing. See, one thing I just want to discuss with you regarding answer writing. So when it comes to the answer writing part in the mains examination, obviously when you start preparing for mains examination, you have to write rigorously, have to practice many answers. So when it comes to the editorials and articles, the thing is that when you make notes out of it, or when you go through the editorial and articles, the intro that is found in the particular article, introduction of particular issue. Say example, what I can say is health challenge in India. Health challenge in India. Something like article, or water scarcity, which speaks about agrarian distress in India. So when it comes to health challenge or something like articles or editorial, like this is the one topic and second topic, think that two articles are coming in the editorial. Of course, you know some key points regarding health challenge in India or water scarcity in India. Though you know about the general points which are written in your books like NCERT books or code books, it still needs to this editorial still you need to you need to study this editorial, because it gives you competitive edge for giving a best answers in the mains examination. I meant to say that, like health challenge in India, health you will obviously study in general 3, general studies 3. In the part of economic development you study about health here. When you study reminiscing book, example reminiscing book, or when you study NCERT, memorize the facts regarding health challenges in India. But still all the competitors will be knowing about health challenges in India. Everybody can write at least minimum 10 points about health challenges in India or water scarcity in India. But the thing is that when you focus this editorial, you will get a good intro. You'll get a good intro, and you'll get a main body of the very good main body to construct an answer, and you'll get both pros regarding health challenges in India and cons. I mean positives and negatives regarding health challenges in India, and also like pros and cons of water scarcity in India, and you get particular data that is from authenticated, like some government report data sets like this, or some international organizations data sets like this. So you get authenticated source to quote. So this article gives entire structure for your mains answer writing. Of course, it is proven fact that mains depends upon editorials. Mains answer writing depends upon editorials and articles which appears in the daily newspapers. So make sure that you follow these editorials and articles thoroughly without fail. So I just want to state that just collect this issue. If I mean that something like before 2 days there was a World Economic Forum, and World Economic Outlook Outlook by International Monetary Fund was report was released. This news is going from past 2 to 3 days. The series of articles have been appeared in the Hindu paper and as well as Indian Express. So when you just compile the editorials, you make short notes, you collect that series of editorials and make a blueprint for Indian Economic Forum or International World Economic Forum, and make a summary of that particular report, so that when you start to write answers in the mains, this summaries or this blueprint which are made by studying all these articles which had appeared in a series in Hindu paper will really help you a lot and will fetch you a good marks, because there you have given a good intro about something like health challenges, because and that intro which was stated in the article was written by a great expert. Remember that the articles or editorials which appear in the Hindu paper is written by experts like former RBI governors, SCBI directors, Supreme Court judges, or something like great personalities. When they write articles, obviously the content of that article will be very much strong, that it is above the average at all levels. So when you copy that content in the mains answer writing practice, it will be a good strategy. So make sure that these articles are compiled by you, and you can quote that intro what they have written, like regarding health challenges in India, and the main body, and you get good headings and subheadings for your answers, and good examples to quote, and good authenticated source to quote the data which is relevant in the present times. So this makes your answer all time package. This makes your answer a good fetching one, a good fetching marks to your answer. So make sure that editorials and articles are read in this way. So this is what the this is what is relevant in the newspapers. So make sure that you are always heading with the UPSC syllabus when you start reading newspaper. That is my all-time suggestion for all of you. Okay, how to remember? The next question is how to remember all the facts which appear in the newspaper. Trust me, you can't remember all the facts which have appeared in the newspaper from past 1 year. Highly impossible. But don't be stressed. Don't panic. Don't be panicked. Don't worry too much. Just go through the newspaper, understand the facts, and get the conceptual clarity which had appeared in the newspaper. I already said that when you seriously read the newspaper without fail each and every day, the information will get stored in your brain by conditioning. So it's impossible. Somewhere the memory gets stored in your brain. It can't be washed out. Somewhere it will get stored. And be sure, make every toppers make this strategy. Don't be panicked that, oh, I will remember, I will forget this fact. I'll forget this fact. Oh, this data will get forgot. What to do? I just keep on memorizing facts. Don't memorize the facts, because there is little time to prepare. So within 1 year, you have this much to study. You have magnanimous syllabus to study. So just memorize the. Don't go for memorizing the facts. Just understand the topic, get the conceptual clarity, and read regularly. And when you get the monthly compilation, revise thoroughly. That's the only requirement for UPSC syllabus. No, nothing called as intensively preparing newspaper is required for UPSC examination. Just understand what is going around you. Just don't get stressed that, oh, this is something which I have to, no, nothing like that. Just get the things which is going around you within yourself. That's the only requirement which is required. And don't memorize the facts. This is absolutely useless. And don't worry too much. Don't be panic. And understanding all the facts and remembering all the stuff from top to bottom for 1 year is highly impossible. And eventually things will only come to you if you keep on reading the issue again and again. And it will enter into your subconscious mind. It will not get lost away. Remember. And finally, monthly magazine will be material for your memorization. This is the technique what I can give to you. And when we come to the next question, do I have to make notes out of newspaper? This is the biggest question every people ask with me whenever they come to me for their guidance. So it's that I can't say yes and I can't say no. It's your choice. It's your wish. If you want to make notes, of course you can make. If you don't want to make notes, if you just want to understand the things and leave it away, and finally will revise the whole material which you get at the end of the month, that is called as monthly magazine, it's purely okay. It's completely your wish that you can make notes or not. So but what my suggestion is, by making notes out of newspaper, don't waste your time by spending the whole day for making notes for newspaper. No, that is not complete, that is ruled out. Because trust me, there is a lot more to study, because you have to cover basics, you have to read many NCERTs, you have to study the core books which are bulky, and you have to study current affairs each and every day. So it takes 2 to 3 hours in the beginning, and it is this much to study. While you have this much, better to go with just read the newspaper, understand the facts, try to retain the facts within you. Don't be panic if it doesn't get retained. Just go with the final magazine which is provided to you in the end of the last month. So it is that, make sure that if you are giving time for other subject while the same time while you are making notes simultaneously, no matter, there is no issue. But give proper, you should have a proper study plan. I mentioned here, like you have time for going around, like relaxing your mind, have time for reading, have time for eating food, eating proper, making a proper diet within yourself, and again revise, again study, go for some sports activities, and again study. So make your timetable in an authentic way that you are giving time to each and everything. Don't make your head to get more weight. Just be relaxed, be calm, be composed, and make your preparation that it is going in the right path with relaxed mind. That is the most important requirement for UPSC examination. If you are not happy, if you are more stressed, really you can't crack the examination. Be more happy to study more and more. You should be more happy. You should be enthusiastic. You should be more energized. Have enough sleep. Don't waste the time with other things, roaming around and all. Have a proper schedule, and if you are handling all the things by even making notes out of newspaper, it's well and good. Coming to the next question, how do I correlate the current affairs with the static part? This is one of the dynamic questions which people ask with me. So how to correlate? Because at 1 week before I have read NCERTs, 1 week before I have read Lakshmikant, 1 week before I have read something economy, but today I am reading current affairs. But I forgot all the things that I have read before 1 week, and now I am here. How to correlate? Yes, of course you have to correlate, and correlation with the current affairs and the static part is a really required concept for UPSC examination. Because I'll tell you something. When you study some issue, for example, I have quoted here. For example, you have studied about triple talaq issue which has appeared in the Hindu paper. You have studied like triple talaq. Like, oh, this is the conditions of the women in India, so we need to give a justice. This was the content which is present in the newspaper. But when you study that again part in when you hold the word that bulky book Lakshmikant, or when you study that polity subject, when you study right to equality as a fundamental right. When you study about fundamental FRS, that is fundamental rights, you will study from article 14 to 18, that is right to equality. And right to equality in article 15, there is article 15 states that discrimination against any person with respect to gender or sex or something is prohibited. So right to equality, so I mentioned try to correlate, think that oh yes, triple talaq issue, we have to provide equality for women, so we have to empower men with the equal rights as men is enjoying. So try to relate. So when you get a mains question, if you get a question regarding women empowerment, you are quoting an example there as triple talaq as an example, or you are giving an illustration filled with current part and core part. That is, core part means static part, which is present in the books, and the current part, that is dynamic in nature, which is appearing in the current newspaper. Or just we should sit and study, or we have to sleep and study, like that. So my better thing, these are my 3 suggestions to all of you. Better to make sticky notes while you prepare for, even if you don't make a short notes, even if you don't have time to make notes from the newspaper, just make a sticky notes. Just take a sticky notes, write the important, or at least the headings, or at least the contents which you have read without saying. After reading the newspaper, just close the newspaper, keep it aside, take a sticky note, make an important points what you have read, in which news what you have read, and this second news what you have read, and third news what you have read. Stick it, write it on the sticky paper and stick it in your study room, so that while going inside and coming outside of your study room, you'll be visualizing it. And when you sit down, when you stand up, you'll be visualizing that sticky note, where the information will be conditioned in your subconscious mind, where the information will be stored for a longer time. This one strategy you can make from my side. And yeah, second thing is, remember, newspaper is a real Bhagavad Gita for UPSC preparation. Without newspaper, nobody can crack UPSC examination, and it's very true. My thing is, treat newspaper as the newspaper like a daily meal. You don't forget to have a breakfast, you will not forget to have a lunch, and you will not forget to have a supper. At the same time, newspaper is your 4th meal. Don't skip your meal. Make it as a meal. Don't skip your newspaper reading. Just take it as a meal. Make it as a day meal. My second suggestion for all of you people. And third one is, make a group discussion, because when you explain some things which has appeared in when you start to read the newspaper, you'll be reading the newspaper. In the first reading, you'll be reading. Second, you understand. Third, you get the conceptual clarity with that topic. And fourth time, you are explaining it to your friend. You are explaining it to your friend, or your friend is giving some comments. So you are sharing some strategy here, and you are sharing some perceptions, and you are sharing some ideas, and you are sharing some tips and tricks. You are totally managing current affairs in the right way, and always sharing is a caring one. So it is called as a group discussion. Make a peer group, create a peer group don't make it a huge group with few members, 2 to 3 members, a small group. Make a good peer group who can deliver you a good information which is read by them, and you share this information with them. So when you keep discussing these facts, instead of talking something nonsense which is not required, which is not prescribed in UPSC syllabus, go for the issues which are important for UPSC examination that have appeared in the newspapers. So I think I have answered enough, and I have answered thoroughly for all of your questions which will come in the beginning for every aspirant. When saying this, wish you all the best for UPSC preparation. If you want daily current affair analysis from smartiq, subscribe to our channel smartiq current affairs. Get daily current affair analysis and the same explanation in a simple way, where the concepts get simplified for you people. So by presenting this lecture, thank you one and all.